Virtual reality injection drivers have had their fair amount of time in the VR spotlight in the last couple of years. To be honest, the reception has been good and bad. So let's take a moment to talk about virtual reality injection drivers. First of all, what are they? What do they do? And what's all the fuss about? VR injection drivers add a way to play a lot of games from your existing back catalogue in virtual reality, and in many cases adds full 3D support and even positional tracking. Okay, so that sounds fucking amazing, right? So what's with all the bad press you're on about? Getting your favourite games up and running in VR is not always straightforward, and even then there may be some further work required to get everything working well. Injection VR is really game specific, to be honest, and by this I mean some games will require you to jump through some hoops, where others are pretty painless and will pretty much start straight off the bat. You've got two sorts of current VR injection drivers. You've got Vorpex. Vorpex works with DX9, 10 and 11 and costs about the same price as a game. And you've got Vireo Perception. That's another one. That currently only supports DX9 at the moment, but it will be updating to support to DX10 and DX11 very soon. And Vireo is, and always will be, free software made in a community driven project. A lot of people will be paying a lot of money, and I mean a fucking lot of money, to get their hands on consumer VR headset and also a powerful gaming rig that can run virtual reality at recommended settings. So after shelling out vast sums of cash, and a lot of these budding VR enthusiasts just want it to work, you know? And you know what? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I can fully understand that native VR titles, games built for VR will be, or at least should be, just straightforward plug and play experiences. So why should anyone bother fucking around with injection drivers if all they can do is pick up a proper VR game and just play? And you know what? That's a pretty good question. Right, okay, so I'll try and explain this from my personal VR journey and my vast experience with Vorpex and Vireo Perception. I've had a lot of experience with using both of these tools to try and get games running. And first of all, if you're willing to spend a bit of time to dial in your settings, the experiences can be truly mind-blowing. I mean, some of my favourite experiences in VR have just been using VR injection drivers. You can change all manner of settings, things like convergence, depth, world scale, like head tracking, sensitivity, and equally important, like your field of view as well. You need to make sure that's bang on for it to feel good. But once your game's dialed in, games can feel like they're actually designed to be played in VR. Like some of the games I've played and some of the experiences I've had have been honestly just mind-blowing, like breathtaking, and I don't use those words lightly, you know. You got games like Skyrim and Fallout. They've just been like real standout titles that I've spent a lot of time in, just because of like the huge living, breathing worlds that Bethesda have lovingly crafted. And then like if you add in mod support as well, support for like external third-party mods, and like the modders hammer out them mods for those games as well. There's loads of them on the Nexus. You actually start to feel like you're there, and in these vast open worlds, just freely exploring, just taking in the environments. It's proper amazing. And like NPCs, like the non-playable characters, like all the people in the world, they just feel like they're right there, straight in front of you. And you got the sightseeing, taking in all the beautiful grand vistas, the beautiful architecture, all the way down to like the scary caves and the tunnels. I'm just thinking about like the time I've spent there. It just actually feels like memories that like, I've actually had, like memories of actual events. And I remember the vast ceilings of like Dragon's Reach, like the size of the feasting table. I can clearly remember like the Jarl's dimly lit face, lit from the fire pit as the shadows just flicker across. I also think about I think back to the journeys that I've had and shared with Jericho and Dogmeat in Fallout. Absolutely amazing. And these are some very special memories. And for the short amount of time spent to get the games working well in VR, it's 100% worth it for me at least. So, if you're one of the guys that just wants his VR and it doesn't want to bother messing around, just wants to get straight in, you know what? Injection drivers like Vorpex and Vireo, they're probably not for you. But if you're willing to just put a little bit of time in to dial your settings in, then I can 100% recommend this to you. You are going to get a lot of use out of this. And all the titles that I've got up and running well so far, even not from the Vorpex hacks from currently unsupported games, like these these games I've not even put that much amount of time into them yet. You know, I've put a lot of time in Skyrim and Fallout, but the rest of the games I've got working well. I've kind of set them up ready for CV1. So as soon as I can get my consumer headset through the door, that's when I'm really going to spend the time to enjoy these games and do full playthroughs on the channel, you know. So I'm hoping you guys are going to stay with me and actually, you know, back me all the way through. And I'd love to see get some fully completed playthroughs, let's plays on the channel. And I can't thank you guys for all the support that I've had recently on the channel. If this is the first time checking out one of my videos, I'd really love it if you spent a little bit of time just to flick through. And you know, if you've got a HMD, like a head-mounted display already, or even a Google Cardboard, feel free to check out some of the videos because they pretty much work very well. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. I really do hope to catch you on the next one. That's Immersive Gamer 83. Take care. Bye bye.